Good evening, everyone. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professionals IGP Bangladesh. Greetings from the Institute of Professionals IGP Bangladesh. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable knowledge seekers, today I am your host for the evening. My name is Aditya Vashak and I am from Dear IGP knowledge seekers, I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. IGP is a social and ISO certified international institute. Since we already serve 3 million knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries, IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 250 plus professions and 4,000 plus organization. Institute of Global Professionals IGP is the training faculty for skill development which was founded in 2020 and is generating competent can demand in the global labor market by providing professionals qualifications. The Institute of Global Professionals is the educational institute provides social work globally recognized and reputable. We serve students and community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one by acquiring formal education, so we provide effective training and consulting to generate proficient generation all over the world. We distribute our service locally, nationally, and into students, job seekers, job holders, and also for learners, though respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupiable institution. IGP is one of the most online institute from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a bits of parts of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corner of the world for free webinars, seminars, courses, awards, quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling. On the other side, we also trying to serve more than 100 premium service for free like create own portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivation and world knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge which can upgrade all day. Kids learning games, websites, free courses, convert sites and many more. We help to empower to meet their expectations and dreams and become highly skilled people. We implement several training programs, webinars, and offline online courses for and learners by professionals, trainers, speakers, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kinds of youth and to promote of their abilities and personalities. To ensure excellent and in-depth instruction, we arranged with qualified trainers, speakers, and instructors. We extended free service to 3 million knowledge seekers in last 3 years. We have affiliations with the universities and organizations in 70 different countries. Virtual mouse signing with many colleges and organizations have been accomplished. We are working to create a legendary generation of future scholars and citizens who will be accountable. We are constantly prepared to assist all knowledge seekers with valuable service. Spreading knowledge is crucial for Institute of Global Professionals. We believe that knowledge is love, light, and vision. We are trying to understand the needs of today's generation, serve them with research and practice method. We must have a genuine concern for the learners. We represent more diversity, growth, and innovation are required. To lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity, IGP members are committed to offering effective, best quality service and continual improvement so that individual information can improve their skill levels and values. Before we move to the next, let me remind you don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable to us. Moving to the next, let me remind you don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable to us. Thank you. Moving to the next, support we already completed 1298 webinars successfully. Wow. Moving to the next. With your continuous support, we already completed 1298 webinars successfully. Wow. At present, we are going to start our 1299 program. Name is The Changing Landscape of Education, and our today's is Ma'am Dr. Sadia Mamon. Before I hand over the stage to ma'am, want to share a little bit about our speaker, Professor University of Sindh. Now very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Now moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Hello ma'am,
Hello, how are you?
I am fine. How are you ma'am?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine.
Ma'am, on behalf of IGP Knowledge Seekers, please want to hear from you about you ma'am.
Thanks to thanks thanks to IGP and thanks to you, Bittu.
Ma'am, now the stage is here. Please, you can start your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Well,
ma'am.
thank well. Being a formal, I welcome you all in my presentation. Today, I'm going to discuss the topic, the changing landscape of education. I'm Dr. Sadi Anwar, as it has been already introduced. In today's section, I'm going to discuss about the factors that how our education system has been changing from the traditional support to a great landscape. So, according to John Dewey, education is not preparation for life. Particularly, education is life itself. Learning is not compulsory, neither is survival. Now, before coming towards the whole session, it is very much important to identify this factor that what do we mean by the learning landscapes? Why it is important to discuss in today's session that what we are discussing is learning landscape about education. Now, learning landscape is a pedagogical tool that allows us to generate personalized, immersive learning environment for our students to achieve educational success. This powerful education tool is based on the meeting point between two of the most widely known major educational innovations, that is, the theory of multiple intelligence and Bloom's taxonomy. According to the Bloom's taxonomy, it provides a common attitude towards the teacher as well as the student. Now, this session is for everyone, for the learners, for the teachers, for the parents, or the personalities who are being known as the researchers. However, this is the only starting point from which to develop this pedagogical tool. It is a time where we all are finding that everything has been changing. Then why not the way we are teaching? Why not the way we are educating our personalities? Moving ahead, we can set it up using other methodologies such as gamification. Like nowadays, we have seen that in the learning, while giving an education in any of the education institutes, the teachers are following different attitudes, different methodologies, like just teaching them the rhymes. They are also giving them some of the games which are telling them how we can move ahead, how we can bring some new gestures among the students, among the learners. From the traditional classroom model, it has been changed into a flipped classroom model. Cooperative learning or project based learning has been introduced so that we can have a very new technology. Basically, in abroad, we were having so many people along with us that were been teaching in a very different ways. And in the developing countries like Bangladesh, Pakistan, Nepal, and other, there is a need to bring this change furthermore. Moving ahead further, why it is useful to have this approach, why it is important to understand what do we mean by the learning landscape, or why are they useful. We live in the age of information, immersed in a knowledge-based society that is quickly evolving as a result of rapid changes in digital media as well as technology. This leads to a new educational paradigm in which the profound transformation in personal and institutional life challenge the educational community to change the way they educate and learn. Now we don't have that traditional things that previously the teacher used to come into a classroom and we used to have the classes. Now everything has been changing. In addition to being a useful tool for this educational change, Learning landscapes respond to students' need for providing them with an audiovisual initiative and functional environment that allow us to capture their attention, making the content more attractive, achieving greater retention of concepts, and enhancing their digital competency. The factor is that it is important to understand this changing landscape. Why? Because until unless we are not going to accept the change along with other things into the education, it won't be we are not going to be able to provide a proper or we cannot be able to develop a competency in our young generation. Moving ahead, that particularly what how we can understand the learning landscape. Now we can see over here in our diagram that A is providing that learner learns, then moving towards to the B. Again, learner learns. And with this learning, this candidate, when the learner learns, they retrieves, they respond. And when they retrieve, they respond, they apply. They apply their learnings, whatever they have learned. And with that one, they move ahead with the fulfillments, the fulfillment of the society, the fulfillment of their degree, the fulfillment of the society, the fulfillment of their need to move ahead. With that one, it provides a results, it provides an outcome in a shape that they become a successful personalities in their life. Moving ahead, there are four ways the education landscape is changing. Number one, we can already see that the technology in the classroom will continue to grow. Secondly, online education moves forward. Thirdly, an emphasis on early education has been given. Fourthly, bilingual education goes big. Firstly, we used to have just one international language, that was English, and that has been moved on everywhere all over the world. But with the passage of time, we are moving ahead. We can see this that now the people are moving ahead with the changing landscape of education before and after. Most probably in the developed countries, it hasn't been noticed, but it has been highly noticed that the learning landscape has been coming, or there is a great change in the education after the COVID. Before COVID, we were having the similar lifestyle, that was a traditional classroom with a teacher and the students in front. But with the passage of time, we found that the landscape for higher education is changing. Students' demographics, influencer networks, new media, and overall market perception of the value of a degree are causing many schools to rethink and refocus that how they can develop and they can provide much more opportunities to their candidates. Let's discuss every point thoroughly. Now, first of all, changing demographics in education. Firstly, used to be that if we are living in one of the country, we used to be the scholars or the students or the researchers of that particular country. But now we are having an opportunity that we are moving ahead. We are moving globally. Wherever we want to go, wherever we want to take means gain the knowledge, we can easily move ahead and we can gain the knowledge. The high school graduation population is shrinking, forcing colleges to compete and market more nationally and ferociously with local competition. Traditional demographics of graduating high school students are also changing, becoming more ethnically diverse. How could a college outreach chance to speak to different cultures? Firstly, we used to think that we used to, by having just one language, and we used to move ahead that if you are knowing English, you can move ahead to other. But now, countries are promoting this factor that if you want to take any education from the Germany, it is important that you should learn something about the language of German to enhance your quality, to enhance your capabilities. Secondly, moving ahead, if you want to go in any other country, again, they give you a chance to learn their languages so that you can easily understand their culture, their society, and the way you can improve your personalities. Second important thing, influencer networks. Prospective students are somewhat conscious about choosing a school that will give them the best chance of getting a job out of college and see alumni network as a key role in achieving this goal. However, the alumni population is rarely engaged in the admissions process. Though the personalities who are involved in the alumni, they know how to approach after the schooling, after the college, after the university life, how to approach into a job skills, how to be a job oriented personalities. But unfortunately, we are still lacking with this factor. Parents are feeling the financial pinch of their child's education, questioning the value of each cost, and feeling the emotional charge of giving their child the best chance to succeed no matter the cost. High school guidance counselors are swamped with administrative duties and have little time to focus on college preparation for their student population. What tool can schools equip these influencers with to tell their stories? How they can provide them an opportunity to be a successful personalities in the society as well as globally. There are so many questions which need to be known. Secondly, new media. After the COVID, it has been found out that students and parents are looking for different content from schools and looking in different mediums like view books versus websites versus social media. After the COVID, it has been analyzed. Many of the researchers has found that people are not just looking forward to the schools or in their community, but they wanted to make their child boost up their capabilities and abilities through the social media along with the different websites. Websites may be lower on the list of what attracts students' interaction than you think. Parents may look to websites for assurance, but potential students are looking more for pictures of students they could identify with rather than academic programs. The parents, as well as the teachers, counselors, researchers, they must have to look forward and get into a serious talks about the websites like TikTok and YouTube. What your child is thinking, what your child is perceiving, what your child is getting from these media with these websites, you have to be very much conscious about this one. Beyond attraction, many reputable institutions are challenging traditional pedagogy. According to them, it is not important to have a teacher in a classroom. And with the passage of time, we are seeking that might be in future there will be a great change in the education system. But how can schools positively utilize the technology? This can be the biggest challenge of upcoming era. Moving ahead, the next factor, the value of a degree. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, and others have made it just as acceptable to be an Ivy League dropout as an Ivy League graduate. Some high school students see that the market is being flooded with college degrees, the economy is down, and the return on investment of a college degree is declining. What will your school offer which helps you meaningfully engage and add value? At this moment, the value of degree doesn't mean in which school or in which in education institute you are learning. It is how much value your degree is giving to your personality, to your perception, how much it is giving you a quality to be competitive in in this competitive era. The changing will be bring now. If we found that why it has been important after discussing this point, that why it is important to know about the changes that has been bringing through the learning changes in the learning landscape of education, there are some trends that we have to follow up. There are some analysis that we have to look forward based on those followers, based on that trends, based on those analysis. We have to think about the opportunities which we can avail and the challenges which we are, that are seeking that need to be discussed with all of us. Based on this one, number one, the most important thing, life expectancies varies across major areas and incomes. Previously, it has been used that the people used to live for 80 to 100 years. We used to get into the knowledge or we used to get admission into the schools at the age of 5 years or 6 years. But now the trends has been changed. We are getting our child into a school when he's just 2.5. Along with that one, we just moving ahead towards the degrees of the PhDs and MS and MPhil. Firstly, the people used to do the degree of PhD of philosophy of doctorate when they used to be at the age of 40s and 50s, or those personalities who used to make some big theories. But now this has become a trend. This has become a trend that everybody wants this degree. But what about the life? How much air? What is the life expectancies? What is the age factor? According one of the analysis, it has been showed that among the 50 decades from 1950 to 2000 and 2000 to 2050, there are the different analysis has been gathered about in different countries. As for example, in North America, in 1950, the death rates were among 68.0. However, it has been increased to 84%. So as though in Europe, from 62 to 83, the death ranges has been increasing. The age of a personnel has been decreasing day by day. So what we have to do is to rethink that how we can give an opportunity in a proper time to a proper person. Moving ahead, second thing, scarcity to abundance. Who wants a knowledge? Knowledge is that thing. Education is a right of everyone. One should be educated. To adopt the knowledge economy, every country needs millions more educated citizens. Thus, new approaches to delivering academic quality and quality assurance in teaching and learning make effective, affordable post-secondary education accessible to more learners than ever before possible. It is very much important that with this era of changing, we should not lose those personalities or we should not leave those personalities behind who don't have an opportunity of technology or who those don't have the opportunity to pay thousands of billions of amount for their child. Second, the most important trend which we have been focusing is the skills mismatch. A mismatch can be vertical, where the level of employee's qualification is not the one required by the job. A typical example would be a graduate employee who works in a job that is typically considered to be a non graduate job, in which case the graduate is overeducated. At this moment, unemployment can be seen everywhere. We can't find any of the country where unemployment is not there. Though in the countries like Thailand, we found a very low means percentage of unemployment. We should why this has been coming. This has been coming that the skills that have been required. Everyone wants a job. Nobody thinks that what skills they are having, so that it is not important that everybody must have some job. Sometimes we want some opportunities. Sometimes we have to make the opportunities. Moving ahead, the second most important trend that we can see is that artificial intelligence is replacing the human intelligence that is of 45%. Technological advancements fascinate the young and the old, and we must agree that things only become better with every passing time. Currently, many tasks and day to day routines are influenced by technologies. Imagine booking a cab to the airport at any time, ordering groceries, and making cash transfers at any time of the day. Technology is truly altering the way we live, and its influence won't stop now. So we have to be very, very conscious that what this trend will bring, what opportunity as well as challenges this trend will bring in our upcoming generation for the upcoming generation. In today's session of the IGP, I have also seen this point, Education 4.0. So I won't discuss much about this one, just I'm going to highlight the most important thing that this can be the one of the important factor. Education 4.0 aims to overcome the shortcomings of conventional ways of teaching and learning. Though the session that has been that I was attending in the morning, I think so, that was very interesting. Hope you all have joined that one. And if you have missed it, please do rejoin and listen that one. That was very informative. I really liked it. So, under Education 4.0, the primary responsibility for learning will shift from teachers to students. We are here to teach you. Are you there to learn something? Classes will become more flexible in the next few years, accommodating diverse learning methods. Based on this one point that has bring that factor to think and rethink again and again that internet has been considered as a disruption of education. Internet access influences academic standards among the students. It has been seen that most of the students are those are who are having the internet facilities are having the higher improvement, and their performances in the academic are no doubt outstanding. But on the other hand, different internet usage has no impact on the academic performance as revealed by the results. Some of the researchers are of the opinion that internet utilization of excessive of internet is bringing some sort of disruptions like suicides, stressful thinkings, and a type of demotivation among the scholars among the upcoming generation. So it is very much important that it is the duty, it is the obligation of us, the researchers, the teachers, the parents, the learners, that we should make the other realize that what is the importance of education at this moment, how we can bring a new era in a great way. Everything has pros and cons, everything has advantages and disadvantages. Now this is our responsibility how we can make the thing more useful. Education is more connected than ever. Before, we used to have just one book and a teacher, and whatever the teacher reveals, we used to think whatever has been taught by this book or the teacher, that's all. But now the things has been changed. Information and communication technology has revolutionized virtually every aspect of our life and work. Students and workers unable to navigate through a complex digital landscape will no longer be able to participate fully in economic, social, cultural life around them. As I've said before, that everything has pros and cons, everything has advantages and disadvantages, no doubt. The people who are highly improved and having this great skills of information and communication technology, they are so much busy in their life in making their careers to be a career oriented that sometimes they just miss their little things of their life, which creates unhappiness, which creates disbalance in work and workplace and their personal lives. So it is very much important for us to decide the things properly. On the other hand, educated workers who are able to use digital technology, ICT tools, and networks to acquire and evaluate information, communicate with others, and solve practical problems are more likely to be employed and earn more. No doubt, if you're having extra opportunities, if you're having extra skills, if you're having extra technological that's skills, capabilities, abilities, obviously you are going to find some new eras around you. Along with this one, uh, no doubt, employees are the product of some educational institute. We cannot say that these employees are self-made personalities. Obviously, they are being a part of some educational institute. Education sector facing too many goals, like at this moment in the developing countries like Pakistan, budget cuts, over-assessment, inadequate access of technology, teachers shortage, inequality, larger demands for higher education. In developing countries, we are seeing massive growth in demand for higher education as more students than ever are moving through the education pipeline, from primary to secondary and to tertiary. This growth has not been stamped by the pandemic, which, if anything, has contributed further. From the very beginning, it has been seen that, as I have discussed before, firstly, the degree of PhD philosophy of doctorate was very rare. You will find some of the people in the past who are having the degree of a PhD, but now what we have seen that it has become a trend. It has become a trend of every person that after, if you are not getting anything, do the PhD. Do this has if you are having the degree of MS or MPhil, you would be having a job opportunities. You are having your career. So this is the most important thing which can bring some positive as well as negative impacts. Market for competences. Sometimes I used to laugh when people used to say I look forward for the some of the people they used to say that this course is very hard and this is not for you. They degrade the students, they demotivate the students. Teachers or the counselors or the researchers should provide this opportunity to the students that yes, you can do this. They can give them a motivation in them. it means internal motivations, that yes, one can do this. If you are having this ability, if you are coming with it to, if you want to learn something, you can learn anything. Nothing is impossible. But what we are doing from the very young age, we are disappointing them. You cannot do this. You are not competent for this position. You are not competent for this course. And with the passage of time, when one become from a student, he become or she become an employee, they used to hear these words from their bosses that you are not competent for this job opportunity. Competencies particularly are the critical for equipping students with the knowledge, skills, and attitudes that they will need to be successfully navigate their personal journeys in learning, living, and working. It is our responsibility to make them competent. It is not them. Sometimes we found some personalities, we found some students who are naturally competent, but every student cannot be a competent person. We have to realize this thing. We have to manage this thing. That every child has its his or her own personality which need to develop. And this is the core responsibility of the parents as well as of the teachers who make their personalities. We should pay this attention that these skills should be polished in their personalities. Students use and develop competencies when they encounter unfamiliar or challenging situations. Sometimes you used to say, don't play, you will get hurt. Until or unless the child is not going to be hurted, how he is going to learn? That how he is going to learn to bear the pain? How he is going to learn to maintain him or herself from the failure to the success? How they are going to manage their personality to be more successful in the future? So this is a time that from these changings, these learning landscapes, this changing in overall education system, it is again a major obligation on the students, on the teachers, that we should bring these things among our students, among our learners. Moving ahead, the new careers. You are probably going to need to come back to education in some format through your career because your job or role may change. Firstly, we used to think, when I was a child, I used to think that once I am going to be a graduate and then there will be no need to study more. But when I get graduate, I become a professor, and then now it's always learning, learning, and learning. So your career needs to be, they always need to have a proper education. With the changes in the technology, with the changing in the all era, with the changing all over the world, the thing that we need is that the thing that is constant everywhere is the knowledge, is the education that is required from your birth till your death. Now the new credentials, one of the major part of this learning changing in the learning landscape. As credentials are becoming increasingly popular, the market is beginning to flood. However, the education institutions are creating new offerings that they may not even need, or the lack of funding. What's important is to take a step back and evaluate what is actually needed to help about the learners get back into the workforce fast and efficiently. We are giving thousands of degrees to the thousands of personalities in every year. But how many of them are becoming successful? How many of them, their credentials are giving them to be a successful personality in a society? How much they are able to achieve their goals? This is the most important thing which every institute should think, which every counselor should think, while being transparent as well as accountable. Now, coming with this one, the credential issuers set the criteria. You have to bring this much percentage, you have to bring this much, you have to get this much CGPA, and whatever the grading system you are having in your countries. Then, second one, they make a canvas to the students. Finally, they bring it up with the assessments and submit the evidences like results, and then the student give a showcase to the public display that okay, I'm having this degree now, I'm graduated, now I'm MPhil, now I'm PhD, now I'm doctor, and now I'm capable of having the job. but this is not the capability of having the job. You need some more skills. You need to be more confident. You need to be more focused what your skills are. Moving ahead with this all factor, that when a candidate is looking forward, that they must have some changes. They are having new career opportunities. They are having digital credentials. They are that all things are bringing a change in the student's life as well. The landscape of higher education is evolving at a breakneck pace, and this is a good thing. Students now have more options than ever before. When it comes to getting a degree, thanks to the advent of online learning and the availability of more courses than ever before in the history of the education institute. On one side, we can say that COVID was one of the dangerous pandemic that came to the world, but it has again brought some opportunities to the students as well. Coming with this one, the quality of education has came on the target. This goal ensures that all girls, we have seen in many of the countries that this is becoming a core concept of every country, that they must have a quality of education. This goal ensures that all girls and boys complete free primary and secondary schooling. It also aims to provide equal access to affordable vocational training and to eliminate gender wealth disparity, with the aim of achieving universal access to quality higher education. This can be considered as a great challenge for everyone, every country. Basic education is a requirement, is a right of every person. Education is the most powerful weapon, according to the Nelson Mandela, we can use to change the world. Now, coming with this one, there are some opportunities. Employers are at the heart of our new system of technical education, because it is not important that the employees who are working in the institutions are have got the job just now. It is something like they were having this job from the very previous timing. So it is very much important that they must have some new technical skills, or they should build up their technical skills. Groups of employers are setting the standards for different occupations. Each occupational standard describes what a person needs to know and be able to do for a particular role. Firstly, it was like this, that if you are having the commerce degree or if you are having the business degree, you can only be a person who is working in the banks. But now you can see that all over the world we are having the courses of entrepreneurship, and we can be much more than that one. These standards are grouped into 15 technical educational rules, from agriculture to catering to health and science. And you can see all over the world that people are getting into this one. We are having a great opportunities all over the world because of this learning landscape changes in education, specifically in developing countries or underdeveloping countries in the era of COVID pandemic. Opportunities don't happen, you create them. It is important that you make the opportunity. You should not wait that opportunity will knock at your door. And opportunities never always knock at your door. Sometimes you have to open up the door, and you have to go out from your comfort zone to get into that opportunity. The economic values connection. The knowledge and skills of a workers available in the labor supply are key determinants for business economic growth. Now, as we have said that education 4.0 has bring a new eras, new opportunities, new career opportunities, new credentials, that has created a new economic values connection as well. Industries with higher education and training requirements tends to pay worker high wages. If you are having a great skills that has been required by some other country, they are paying you. And this trend is giving you an opportunity to move ahead, to build up your capabilities, to build up your skills. Differences in training levels are a significant factor that separates developed and developing countries. An economy's productivity rises as the number of educated workers increases, since skilled workers can perform tasks more efficiently. You are having an education, but you are not having the skill to use that education or to use that degree. That is important that you must realize that thing, that how these factors should can be used, how your degrees can be used, how your knowledge can be used in a proper way. So along with this factor, that how you are achieving your knowledge or how you're gaining your knowledge, it is important how you're utilizing that. An economy is more valuable when equal education and labor opportunities are available across gender, race, age, and ethnicities. It is very much important to know, it is very much valuable when any of the economy, any of the country know that how we can provide an equal education or labor opportunities uh, to everyone, which is a bit impossible, specifically in the underdeveloping countries. But though we can try our level best, we can try for this factor that yes, we can give the proper opportunities. Second most biggest thing, that is the cross discipline. Firstly, it has been used to think that if you are engineer, then you can only move ahead with the engineering. But with the passage of time, it has been identified that the engineering undergraduates, as well as the educational, as well as the business scholars, they can have the knowledge. For example, firstly, the people used to say that if you are engineer or if you are a doctor, there is no need to use the computer. Why you would be knowing? Why there is a new need to know about the technology? But now, technology has become such an important part of every organization that every sector, as it has been discussed, that 15 different educational sectors need this opportunity. Every engineer needs technology. Every doctor needs technology. Every person needs technology. This approach avoids silos. Learning that occurs in isolation means if you are an engineer, there is no need to be to do to get a degree of computers. But with the passage of time, when you're a doctor or an engineer or a business personality, technology has become your biggest tool, now resulting in more creative and engaging experiences for students while teaching kids to understand multiple viewpoints. Giving with this task that if you are having this cross-discipline education system around you, and you are teaching your candidates not only one factor but a different factors, this can bring different multiple viewpoints. Your candidate can perceive in a different ways. Coming with this one, what are other words for the cross-disciplinary? It can be expensive, it can be extensive, broad, comprehensive, eclectic, widely, global, generic, wide-ranging, encyclopedic. Means a person can having a different factors when you're talking about the cross-disciplinary. You are having different disciplines through which you can learn more and more things. But always remember, try to learn something very positive. Experiential learning, one of the most important factors. Experiential learning is a philosophy and a methodology in which educators purposefully engage with students in direct experience and focused reflection in order to increase knowledge, develop skills, and clarify values. It is something like that people used to think that if we are gaining, and if we are just learning the books, and we have learned 100 or 200 books, so we are having a great knowledge. Until or unless you are not going to experience whatever you have learned, your skills cannot be polished. Coming with this factor, Kolb's cycle provides a great opportunity to understand this experiential learning. As for example, it starts from the concrete experiencing. The concrete experiences move ahead what you are watching the books, watching the digitalization, watching the websites, or anything from where you are learning. That gives you a concrete experience. Then the reflective. Whenever you watch something, you think that what we have watched, why we are watching this, why we are learning this. And when you think, you become to feel the abstract conceptualization that yes, there is a time to feel that either I should react in regards to this opportunity, or whatever I'm learning, whatever I'm watching, I'm thinking about that fact. Am I feeling that I'm doing good, or am I satisfied with this learning or not? And finally, it moves ahead with the active experimentation. That is of doing something. You want to do something. You start thinking this thing, that if I'm having the knowledge, if I'm having the capabilities, if I'm good in accounts, then I must apply this technology, and I must apply this skill, this capability to someone else as well. Moving ahead, the benefits of experiential learning. If you're having the experiential learning, it develops the capacity to adopt a new situation. You become ready for any of the challenge. You are ready to get any of the opportunity. You don't get fear that I will get failed. You move ahead with the new factors, with the new things. Bridge the gap between the entry and between the theory and the practice. Provides a safe place to fall and try again. It again allows for an occurrence of assessment of skills, gain work experience from classwork. In many of the institutions, they used to give their internships or the research projects at their learning in the graduations, so that the person can get to know that whatever they are learning, how they are going to means how they can be a practical one, how they can provide these things, how they can be more practical in their lives. This experiential learning brings an openness. In the context of education, openness has become the watermark for a fast growing number of learning materials and associated platforms and practices from a variety of institutions and individuals. This Institute of Global Professionals, open educational resources, massive open online courses, and more recently initiatives such as Coursera are just some of the forms this movement has embraced under the open banners. They are giving you an opportunity to bring something open, means they are giving you an opportunity to come out from that small classroom to a global values. Make yourself more learned. It is not important that you are having an opportunity or not. Now, from this digitalization, from this education 4.0, you can be much better person than before. Moving ahead, digital paradox. A big challenge to digital learning is missing interaction. Many students have difficulty communicating and engaging with their teachers via digital learning. No doubt, as I everything has some pros and some cons, some advantages as well as some disadvantages. If you are having the digital learning, no doubt the you don't need the teachers and you don't need the guidance. But again, this factor is missing. Sometimes you need someone to talk. Sometimes it is important that there should be someone who can guide you properly. How can you use this technology? How this digitalization can be more effective in your life? It's challenging to keep students focused when a teacher isn't present. It's a human mind. It's a psychology. You cannot be attentive all the time. It's only the important part of a teacher that once you be in a classroom, the teacher keeps you attentive in a class. So you cannot forget the importance of a teacher in a classroom. Then the most challenging factor, that is humanics. Superhumanics is an education technology startup founded by a global team of educators, technologists, and designers based in Tokyo, San Francisco, Sydney, and Berlin. Their focus is on developing self motivated learners and technical and soft skilled students, and preparing them for the rapid changing artificial intelligence infused landscape of the future. With the passage of time, we are finding that everything has been grabbed by the artificial intelligence. This can be considered as a threat as well as a challenge for the humanics. How human are going to face this challenge? How they are going to compete with this artificial intelligence? Moving ahead further, the new measures that can be considered as altimetrics or the analyticals. A single research output may live online on multiple websites and can be talked about across dozens of different platforms. For example, you have taken a lecture in a classroom. It cannot be repeated. But obviously, once it has came on live or online, you can again and again get into that one. You can understand that points again and again. At Altimetric, we work behind the scenes, as the personality of IGP are doing at this moment. They are at behind the scene and collecting and collating all of the disparate informations to provide you with a single visual engaging and informative view of the online activities surrounding your scholarly contents. Learning analytics Learning analytics is an area of research and practice that uses computational analysis of learning process data to better understand and improve learning. Now, everything is like this, that it is important to have to teach you in a classroom along with the assessment. Until or unless you are not going to assess by your teachers, you won't get the grades and you won't be able to be the best friend in your personal life. Or you can't come to realize this factor that how much improvement has been brought in your life. Moving with this factor uh, more further, uh, based on this technology of altimetrics and analytics, we have moved ahead to a new era, that is 70, 20, and 10% rule. It has been said that 70, 20, and 10 rule reveals that individual tends to learn 70% of the knowledge from challenging experiences and assignments. When you're giving your scholars, when you're giving your learners the challenges, the new opportunities to learn something through the assignments, they learn more. 20% from developmental relationships with their friends, family, or the circle, or the classmates, or the colleagues, and 10% from the coursework and training. Strange, but true. They used to spend 70% of their life in learning the coursework. However, it just worked for the 10%. Rest of the things, rest of the experiences and the assignments of their real life brings 70% or plays a 70% role in their lives. This 70, 20, and 10% brings up that from the formal training, structured learning, e-learning, certifications, conferences, classes, and etc., or the relationships, development from coaching, feedback, performance, and career discussions, you get only 20% of your task. But what you got 70% of your task or your personality blooms is from the job experiences, development in real time on the job assignments and cross-functional projects. Based on all these things, we are having 7 challenges. It is very important that these 7 challenges are to be faced by us and we have to be ready with this one. Number one, traditionally e-learning challenge. Now this is going to be a traditional in every institute that we are going to have an e-learning challenge, and this is the biggest task for every organization to move ahead. Secondly, lifelong learning retooling. Now this technology or artificial intelligence has become a part of our life. We cannot get rid of this one, or we cannot hide ourselves from them. We have to be a part of them and we have to be with this one. Degree versus competency based model. We are providing the degrees to the scholars, the institution, the educational institutions, the teachers, the management. This is a humble request to them that if you are providing the degree to the student, with that, please provide them some competencies to be in the society, to achieve their tasks, or to achieve their competencies, to polish their competencies, digital as well as network literacies. It is important to give them the technology. It is important to provide them the facilities in the shape of different websites. But again, it is important to tell them what are the pros and cons, which things are of their age, which they should see or look forward. We should provide them the skill to understand the capabilities, the awareness sessions, so that they can manage their personalities. Flexible career paths. Previously, it has been said that if you are having a son, he must be an engineer, and if you are having a daughter, she must be a daughter. She must be a doctor. But now these trends should be changed. And it has been changing, but still we are having some families who used to think that if there is a girl, she should be a doctor. Now we are having the beautiful businesswomen, very successful entrepreneurs who are male as well as females. We are having different genders in different professions being very successful. So the most important thing is the flexible career path which we can give to our students, to our new learners. Connect the STEM and humanities, technology as well as the humanities, thinking globally. For this, we should be flexible, we should be open to the challenges, and we should include, or we should gather the multi stakeholders. These all challenges cannot be faced by one person or the one community. For this, it is very much important that we should gather together. We should be together. Thriving in a changing landscape, optimizing a digital influencer work integrated learning model can only bring a positive change in this educational learning change. Means the changes that has been coming in the learning landscape of education. How we can get all these opportunities, or how we can face all these challenges. In these slides, we are going to discuss these factors. Number one, incorporating experiential learning. A key ingredient to be successful in the education sector is to introduce experiential learning in your course. If you are providing just the courses, it is not enough. It is important to provide them some professional expertise as well. Give them an opportunity, some new tasks to go out in the world, to go out from that classroom and to learn something more. With the students not being able to get practical experience, it is imperative that instructors make the course more engaging. According to a survey conducted by Statistics in Canada, almost 35% of students reported that the pandemic resulted in the cancellation or postponement of their work in creative learning. And because of that, they have found a bridging this gap is going to be key to ensuring students are career ready. Either if you are going to stop this learning, if you are going to stop this work integrated learning, how they are going to learn, what challenges they are going to face in the future. If without knowing what are the professional challenges, we can just by giving them a book or some pages in their hands, we cannot let them to be in the world in such a competitive era where we are having a very new technologies, we are having some new skills. We should train them accordingly. Being on this one, are we assured that the scholars or the learners or the personalities or the kids around us they are ready for their career? Career readiness continues to be under the microscope since the shift to remote to learning. Means this is not for today, or it's not. It has been hasn't been started from the COVID or the pandemic. It has been started very earlier. That either our students are ready for the career orientations or not. The quick pivot to remote work has triggered a technological adoption of automation and contract work, with forecast signaling a 50-50 share of work between humans and machines by 2025. But what we see at this moment, this has been happening at this moment even, that we are having 50-50. 50% the people are working, humans are working, and 50% the machines are working. And we are nothing without the machines now, without the technology. We are in need of this technology, these machines. This has brought the role of higher education under a lens, and it is under greater scrutiny to prepare the students for the jobs of tomorrow. How educators leverage technological advancements in learning platforms will influence how well prepared their students are. It is important to make your student much more qualified, not by giving them a high grades in the degrees, but giving them this opportunity that they can be the best personalities in future. Along with this one, communicating in a hybrid environment. They must having this ability to communicate in this hybrid environment. The blended learning environment flipped the traditional one way, and higher education students are embracing the change with gusto. In one study, over 50% of the students reported better learning experiences since transitioning to online learning. They found that they are more intellectual, they get more ideas, they get more perceptions. Where there are just five students in a classroom, on the online in the online sessions they can get 500 to 1000 personalities altogether, sharing their views, their perceptions. So this is a testament to the communication channels available to instructors, allowing them more time to focus on higher value added classroom discussions. Exactly how this is achieved is down to how comfortable an instructor is with instructor study software tools. It is important to be the management should provide these technological tools or these technological skills to their instructors as well, so that they can provide their scholars, their students, more opportunities in this hybrid environment, making data driven decisions. Now, the education institutes, if they want to be the best one, or the teachers who wants to be the best counselors, or the teachers, or the learned personalities, it is important that with a wide sample size and a long history of interacting with the students, education institutions are best suited to draw uh, on years of data to make informed decisions as they pivot to the future of education. What was in need in 2015, and what are the requirements, what will be the requirements of 2025, and in this decade what changes had been covered up. Why the change, the personalities who are the students of 2015, they are so different from the students of 2022 and onwards. So this is from this data analysis they can easily identify and manage their policies. From designing courses for graduate and undergraduate students to recalibrating assessments for online teaching, leveraging areas of data can help institutes make foolproof changes that positively impact students' learning. If they want a positive change, it is important to make their policies that much strong that can bring a very positive change. Engaging management information system. Sometimes the students get very confused in this regard, that either we should be what we should do, or either we should go with the management system, or should we go into the education. I mean, they get confused in all these factors. So make all these management system very easy to them, very informed to them. Getting critical pieces of information to students and ensuring it has been correctly comprehended is really important. Grades, attendance, behavioral information, admission status, etc., are all key stages that the students need to be well aware of. Don't make them confused. If the student will get confused into these things, how he or she is going to learn? So, with the changing landscape, please bring these changes into your institute. Making the system more engaging allows administrators to manage a seamless database of all student faculty interactions in institutes, making it easier for them to scale. So it is a humble request to everyone to be to engage them, to bring an awareness sessions with them, to tell them and make the things more and more easier so that they can be more active in learning new things rather than to getting to be confused in simple things. Last but not least, EdTech. Education technology, or tech, has been known as the popularly called, is here to stay and grow. We have entered into a technological era where from where we cannot go anywhere else. We have to be here, and we are going to be. We will be staying over here. Getting students engaged, motivated, and communicating effectively are going to be the decisive factors in making sure the institutions of today thrive in the changing landscape of education for tomorrow. So you are having this opportunity, you have having this education technology. It is a humble request to the institutions, to the teachers, to the parents to understand all these factors, to understand all these trends, to understand all these technologies which has been bringing a change in this learning landscape, to make your child much more competitive in this competitive era. Well, thank you for today. This is end from my side. Thank you so much.
দাদা একটু দরজাটা বন্ধ করুন। Thank you so much, ma'am. Content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seekers surely, ma'am. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seekers can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn it together, IHP knowledge seekers, ma'am. Once again, thank you so much, dear ma'am, for your presentation. Now, ma'am, it's time for the question answer part, which is
Sure.
the one more valuable part of our regular program. Honorable ma'am, stay with us. After a short video, we will be come back in our session part two, which is the question answer part. IGP knowledge seeker, please ask in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have an webinar certification and online quiz competition process. Thank you. Ma'am, after we come back.
Sure.
Thank you, ma'am. Stay with us.
Sure, sure.
Welcome back, ma'am, again.
Thank
IGP
you.
knowledge seekers, please ask your question in the comment box. Our speaker is waiting for question. IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your question in the comment box. IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. And our first question in this script. Some order teachers still reports to
Traditional
teaching
teaching
method,
and
and though they attend specialized teach training, they have difficulty I can't see.
There is incorporating
We'll
technology,
call up.
edit instructions, how to help them. Okay.
How to
Look,
help me?
again, thank you so much. Well, Hannah, sometimes it's very much difficult for the old personalities to get themselves changed. As I've said you that we are here to teach you. Are you there to learn? So this is the most important thing. If your teachers are having that traditional core, they are unable to get into this technological era, or if they are having some problems into get this one means into be in this technological era, or to teach you according to the new technological eras, then you can might get help with someone else, or you can yourself help those old teachers, because look, old is gold. We cannot say this one that their talents, their skills can be replaced by any other thing. So the most important thing which we can do is that to help them, to be with them. Don't be rigid with them, be polite and be kind with them. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your answer. IGP knowledge seekers, please ask your question in the comment box. Ma'am, I hope full topic properly. So,
Okay.
and here is no more question.
Thank you so much. That's really considered as an honor. Thank you so very much.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, one second. Thank you so much, Honorable Ma'am, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topic. It will some it will add some value to our day-to-day along activity with our academic and professionals growth. Honorable Ma'am, hope to you see again with a new topic and new date. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Take care.
Thanks so much. Allah Hafiz. Thank you. Goodbye.
Honorable ma'am, before we move to the next web the certification process, if you want to leave this studio, you
Uh,
thank you,
can I
ma'am,
leave this
for
studio? I'm
coming
sorry,
back.
I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, IGP, for giving me an opportunity to be with you always. Thank you so much for all the efforts and all the honors. Thank you so much once again. Goodbye.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your knowledge. IGB knowledge seekers, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we'll start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz IGP knowledge seekers. It's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive part of our regular webinar. After webinar certification, we have an online certification process. Today's our some technical problems. We cannot share our certificate code. We will provide our certificate code in a short time. Thank you. Today's our some technical problems. We cannot share our certificate code in a short time. Thank you. We provide our certificate code in a short time. Thank you. Engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our webinar. Activity. Now time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, listen carefully. First of all, you have to go www.slido.com, then find this student's quiz or scan this QR code for direct joining. The code is global IGP and the code is global. After a short video, we will be come back. Thank you. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, please join in Slido with code and the code is global. Please IGP knowledge seekers join in Slido with code and the code is global IGP. IGP knowledge seekers, please join in Slido with code and the code is global IGP. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, join in Slido with code and the code is global IGP. Already 16 people join with us. Let's start our quiz session. First question is the attached image is a urban. The attached image is a urban landscape. First option is false and second option is true. First option true is the right answer and 53% people are right. Moving to the next question and our second question is this romantic landscape shows a view to which location? The Valley of Mexico and the Valley of the Hudson Valley. The Valley of Mexico is the right answer and 75% people are right. Moving to the next question and third long question is the good health and education of maintainable markets. First option is human capital and second option is physical capital. Human capital is the right answer and 89% people are right. Moving to the next question and our fourth long question is this romantic landscape shows a view which location. First option is the Valley of Mexico and second option is Hudson Valley. The Valley of Mexico is the right answer and 90% people are right. Moving to the next question and our fifth long question is religion's influence on the cultural landscape can be seen in burial site and house. Burial site and house. Burial site is the right answer and 80 and 79% people are right. Moving to the next question and our second question is the changing balance of employment over time is literated by. First option is the Clark Fisher model and second option is a pollution pyramid. Which is the right answer? The Clark Fisher Model is the right answer, and 74% people are right. Moving to the next question, and our seventh long question is capacity of urban buildings, neighborhood, and space to adapt to changing needs. First option is adaptability, and second option is mixed use. First option is the right answer, and 100% people are right. Moving to the next question, and our eighth long question is idea and culture will modify the nature landscape to fit their needs is known as the first option is culture landscape and second option is culture environment. First option is the right answer and 100% people are right. Moving to the next question, and our ninth long question is family, friends, religions, gender, and age, experience, moral, ethnicity, education, interest, outside feature, and second option is factors, formal place, attachment. Second option is the right answer, and 89% people are right. Moving to the next question, and our final question in this session is poor infrastructure, health, and education service in remote areas. First option is push, and second option is pull. Brother Shesh. First option is push, and second option is pull. The push is the right answer, and 63% people are right. Congratulations, top 10 winners. Congratulations to our webinars online quiz competition winners top 10. Congratulations again. Slide will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificates on our official Facebook page and groups. Institute of Global Professionals. Congratulations to our webinar online quiz competition winners top 10. Congratulations again. Slide will take a few minutes for finalizing the result, and after that, we will issue our online quiz competition on our official Facebook page and groups. Institute of Global Professionals at the end moment of our session we can say properly fits your skills. Never stop learning cause life never stop teaching us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again and again with we want your participation in every program. Thank you. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. Albert Einstein before I say or hit the end live button again wants to thank to all IHB knowledge seekers for your active participations as always. See you again next session and thank you. Thank you everyone. Stay with us.